Welcome back, everybody. Episode 40 with Magu. You might recognize the guy in the front here, Mr. Dave. Oh, you're not Dave. The one that's over on the other side there, Erin, from the last episode. But we got a new guy, a guy with a mystical mustache. His name's Sam. Welcome back, friends.
What's up? How's it going?
Yeah.
Oh, it is going wonderful, babies.
Yeah.
Just hanging.
It is nice to see you guys again. And I guess we'll get right into it. Right off air, we were talking about the last single your guys' band had put out. And you said it's back in February. If you want to tell everybody what the name of that single was.
Yeah, it was a track called Your Friend. It was a tune that we first wrote and recorded ourselves and put out, and we're just super stoked with what we come up with. So
yeah,
cool. And you guys were talking about a new album that's coming out. You guys didn't really give me a date, which I totally understand. Right now it's hard to put a timestamp on anything, so
totally.
Yeah.
You'll get it before the world ends.
Well, in that case, the mine said 2012, so it should have been put out like 2011.
Dude,
Yeah.
12-year-old me slept and just did not get the record up on DistroKid in time. The entire year.
God damn it.
I know.
Sam,
Gotta go back.
I fucked up.
if you could go back in time as far as like music eras go, where do you think you guys would fit?
That's a really hard one because we have a lot of different influences and styles we draw from. A lot of people which I agree with, that we do have like kind of like a late 70s like psychedelic kind of progressive rock feel. But yeah, it's hard to nail down one.
Mm-hmm.
I get yes vibes from us.
I was gonna say something proggy. Yeah, I'd say early 80s.
Ooh. I think it'd be so. Okay, I always think about this. Like we think about how impactful social media is as far as like invites go to shows, right? You can just send an invite to your friend. You can send an invite to your friend, and like how impactful that is nowadays. Think about back in the 60s and 70s. It was either hearsay or flyers, and think about the turnouts for those shows compared to now, where it's hard. Like, why is it so hard to draw now compared to like early 60s, early 70s, early 80s? What are you guys' opinions on that?
There's more to do, I guess.
I feel like it's people's attention spans are like not as like, it's just not on the same page in my opinion. Like with so many more screens and technologies and advancements and things, like I think live entertainment as far as music goes, and especially like early like rock and roll, jazz things, like I mean any genre really, but I feel like before like the huge internet boom, it was like something to look forward to just like, it was like an event like none other, you know. And like, not that that isn't the case anymore, because I still believe that. I think people are choosing to do different things that involve screens. That's my
Yeah, I feel like there's just so much stuff that's what makes it harder, is that you just like kind of like the attention span thing, and I think your options are just you've got a lot to pick from now.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of those options you can just stay home and like,
totally,
you know.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
so.
Well, especially during the pandemic, when this thing first started, people started, I guess, throwing out ideas to live stream concerts and maybe have a paywall to donate a couple of dollars to do so. Did that ever come to fruition for bands that you guys may have known?
I mean, I don't know any specifically that have done it like consistently. I know that there is like a big kind of like learning curve technology gap for like effective audio live streams and then getting video integrated. So I know that's a hurdle. I wish I could remember, but I do have a buddy who was just telling me about some people that have been doing it consistently and they make it really fun. And so I know that it's happening. We we haven't done a whole lot of live streaming really,
No, I
and
think-
we've talked about it, but
Yeah.
we've just been writing and recording a lot. So, but I don't know. It's definitely hard to connect in that way for me myself, just being a musician and loving live shows and the interactions. So it's been a really strange thing to connect with those. But even last night, local band Mason Jix and some other artists played at the Bemis Art Center, and like I caught a little bit of that, and that was like exciting to see like some live music, especially local live music.
Where's Bemis Live Center at?
It's an art museum. It's like a center downtown Omaha.
Downtown. Nice. I need to go see live music again. I guess the last time we spoke, I had talked about going up to Sioux City. I'd seen a concert
Yeah.
in Sioux City, and they had an outdoor venue, and that was actually great because I guess the temperature wasn't too bad. People were spaced out, although the city might follow different rules than we do.
Right.
I'd like to see more, I guess, outdoor venues trying stuff, but who am I to talk? That's just my opinion.
Yeah, and there are some.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in Europe, there's been outdoor socially distanced concerts. I mean, they've pulled it off, and everybody's kept their distance. I mean, yeah, they're starting to happen.
Yeah.
Even my other bandmate, in a different band, Joseph Donnelly, he's been doing a lot of live streams with his girlfriend Taylora, and they've been doing sets at like wineries and things. And I think that's fun. I mean, it's definitely cool to see, especially just nowadays, just having any type of thing to kind of pick you up is nice. I mean, obviously, if you're socially distant, it's a little bit better. But yeah, I think the outdoor shows are kind of the way to go now. Even drive-in shows, I think, would be fun.
That
So you're
would be
in your
sick.
car.
That would be sick. See, in Council Bluffs, we used to have a drive-in theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, if we had a drive-in show, even better. We wouldn't obviously put the little things, the little radio things in our cars as the speakers because you could see it and you could hear it. But that would be the shit. You could drive up, watch your favorite band.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know there are like people trying to set those events up around the country, and there was an outdoor show. I think it's called Falcon Park now. It
Yeah.
used to be
Oh, yeah.
Sokol Park down south of Omaha. Yeah, so I know that there are people setting up outdoor shows. Would love to play one before it starts getting cold again.
Isn't it? I always think about like how crazy it is to live in the Midwest because like between the months of October and like May, it could snow.
Right.
Your live show or whatever you have planned outside can be compromised. It is so sad to think about because when I talk to people from Florida or California, oh yeah, it's 72 at Christmas. I'm like, you don't get it. You
No.
don't understand the struggle.
Yeah, the struggle makes nice days pure bliss, though. Like I said that first time I was in Florida, like I think one of my bandmates, it was on one of my first tours. He was just like, I'd love to live in a place like this, and I was just like, yeah, but you don't have like the diversity in climate, so it's just like every day. Yeah, it's great, but it's like I feel like at least me personally, I would take it for granted, and I'd just be, I don't know, like. And then people like from those regions come to the north, I guess, and they're just like, this is terrible. And I was like, this is 60 degrees. This is great. So I don't know. I think the perspective can be good, weather-wise at least.
It's always nice seeing like bands from the north, like my friends in Hollow Front. They came down to Omaha, and they're just so used to snow. They're like, yeah, we drove 8 hours from Michigan through the snow, made it down. And then you have, like you said, you have people from Florida. They're like, oh my God, it's so cold. It's 50 degrees outside. I'm like, bruh, that's t-shirt. That is t-shirt weather here. 50 degrees is like so nice, especially after snow. You don't get it.
Totally. Yeah. Once it starts getting warmer like that after winter, like you're just ready for it.
Yeah, you could just lay out in your yard after the snow's gone, just fucking grass angels rather than snow angels, baby.
Yeah. It's like, have you ever heard of Wim Hof?
Mm-mm.
He's that guy who has like the longest world record for being like encapsulated in like ice and like holding his breath underwater and like freezing temps. Like he's like created his own like breathing techniques and has like defied the laws of the human body, essentially, like what science knew of like what it can stand in cold weather. It's very interesting.
I know, apparently it's really good to take like ice baths. Like
Yeah.
I know girls that like wake up and take ice baths just 'cause it's like better. It rejuvenates you a little bit.
It's really
Wake up and take ice baths?
good. That's how they wake up.
Yeah.
Psychos.
I
I
might
wouldn't-
drink a cup of Joe, but a little different.
I would never. So I would never do that shit. I mean, after a live set, and your body's just boiling
Right.
after being on the stage, and then just like ice bath maybe, but not to wake up. That's some psycho shit.
Yeah, I've had numerous people tell me that about cold showers in general. Like, they're just like, I'm out on that. I would never try that. And I'm just like, I feel great. Like, there's times in my life where I don't have time for a nap. I'm exhausted. I have to go to my like second job.
Yes.
So I would just like hop in the shower and then just like crank the cold on, and it's like a good reset. It's miserable, but I mean, everything's great after that.
It's like the right amount of pain though too. It's like not too much. It's like just enough to keep you in check.
Yeah.
You're not doing it. You're not pushing it too far. It's just suffering enough.
Right. So let's do this. Let's back up a little bit, because the viewers who had watched last episode realized that two of the members here are from Erin. Obviously, Sam's the new guy. So if you guys want to introduce yourselves and then tell us what I guess instruments you play in this band here.
I'm Sam. I play bass in this band, and I sing sometimes.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, and I'm Erin. I play keys in this band, and I sing sometimes as well.
And I'm Dave. I play drums and I sing and I songwrite. Yeah.
Dang it! I was gonna hope you like switched instruments. You're like, yeah, I play like jazz bass, and sometimes I play the cello. Like just like really throw
I mean,
it.
I like to try to play other instruments, but I'm not. I can't say that I play them.
Oh, he
Fair
plays
enough.
keys though. He definitely
He
does.
plays trumpet as well.
Yeah.
He did tell us that a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah, the loose D.
Mhm.
He's a hidden gem.
Mm-hmm.
And then a little bit of violin too.
Stop. You're like bragging for him.
It's not a good violin. It's screechy, like eerie, horrific sounds. I mean, maybe if you're into that, then yeah, it's good.
It was honestly not bad. Dave isn't the type to brag about himself, so we have to brag for him.
Dave made it work, but Dave can play some Stevie Ray Vaughan licks for you if you get him in the mood and hand him a guitar.
It's
yeah.
a lick.
He's got range.
Just a
It's
couple.
one song. Yeah, I wish. I really, really love Stevie Ray's guitar solos, personally.
Now, Sam, if you can give us like your best like bass face, you make that bass drop just boom.
Oh, on the spot.
Boom.
Hold on. Give me a moment.
You just heard Rush song.
Ooh. Oh, look at that stank face.
That's the stank.
Now,
Yeah,
Dave, you just heard like a nice triplet gala. Let's see the face.
I heard that.
Yeah, you heard it. You heard a triplet. Ooh.
Oh fuck yeah! I have to be like. That's probably it. I don't know what it looked like, but that's probably it.
Now, Erin, let's say you heard the Mariah Carey whistle notes.
Oh, there we go.
Now let's hear that.
Like
Okay.
an ooh.
Damn.
That was good.
Like, I have no idea how the shit she does that. That is some crazy talent.
Oh, for real.
Yeah.
Takes
You even
a
know
lot
how
to
to-
do whistle tones.
I was gonna say, how do you develop that as a singer?
I honestly can do some. Don't ask me to do it though, 'cause it would
I'm not gonna
definitely
put you on the spot because that's really hard to do.
But yeah, it really just takes a lot of practice and getting to know your different like vocal like ranges and different like voices, because you do have like a whistle register and it's right above your head voice, so if you can like
Sure.
flip into it, it definitely helps kind of master it.
I'm gonna
interesting
practice this
stuff.
in the shower.
Yeah.
Erin's got some great vocal warm
Now,
ups.
if you guys want,
Oh yeah, we do them as a band sometimes.
We need to do them more.
Yeah.
you do one of these, like,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
lip
like
trills all day.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
you got to do those.
I always
I've
do.
seen a girl or she was doing jumping jacks, you know.
Yep. Sometimes I sing when I'm on like the treadmill because I saw a girl, I forgot who, but this girl that was famous was doing it to like practice when she's on stage, and I'm like, I can do that
Yeah.
too. But it's definitely hard. I mean, your breathing is constricted when you're running, so.
See, sometimes when I'm working, like I work a delivery job. I'm not going to say which carrier, but we hold big stuff. But sometimes I'll whistle and I'll run at the same time. It's like, it's like so bad. So I can totally understand like trying to run and sing at the same time. That would be an atrocity. That'd be bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like dancing and singing at the same time. I remember when I was in show choir, like every single time I'd go to our practice, like it would be a workout, you know, like you'd have to remember the words, all the moves, like you'd just be going all over that stage and you're just out of breath. Like I definitely, it's commendable people just run around the stage and singing. It's a lot for sure.
I can do it. Now, if you guys want to talk about, I guess one of the things I like doing about this podcast, or doing on this podcast, is finding out how each one of the members met each other. We found out last episode how Dave and Erin met each other. So if you guys could describe how you met Sam.
We met off Craigslist, actually. Straight up. We straight up met off Craigslist.
Yeah.
Yes, another Craigslist story. Go ahead, hit it.
Misconnections.
Yeah, Misconnections. Yeah, he was on Misconnections, and he was like, "You bumped my pizza out of my hand, and
Tall, dark, and handsome at Tasties.
fell in love at first sight." And
Oh
so I messaged him, and I was like, "Do you play bass?"
He just happened to play bass.
No, but yeah, I was just cruising Craigslist for musicians. I had some players that were going back to school and just doing other things with their life, and so I was just kind of expanding and looking for people outside the scene because a lot of people are double dipped or just like too busy and things. And
Sure.
So found Sam. We talked. He was originally going to play guitar, and then the jam was not as like it wasn't going as well as he wanted. And I'll admit it wasn't going as well as I would like it to go either. And so he was like, I really wish I would have brought a bass. I'm better at bass. And so my roommate had a bass. We got the bass. We jammed with Cameron, our sax player, 3-piece, and just like shredded. And it was, yeah.
We've never looked back since then.
No.
Okay. Mucho respect to Sam for realizing, because there's some people who have such an ego and they're like, yeah, I think I can do it. I think I can do it. And they're like, they just can't do it. Much respect to Sam for actually just taking a step back and saying, hey, this might not be what I can do, but I can show you what I can do on this other instrument. Check this out. And then he slaps the bass now.
Totally.
Yeah.
My man, Sam, much respect to you.
Thank you.
I agree. Yeah. Some of the hardest thing I think for us as humans is to admit either we did something wrong or that we're not as good as something, or, you know, like the whole pride ego thing, like you said. So it's like, yeah, commendable for that. And many
Social
other
distance high five, Sam. Oh, sorry, Dave. I didn't mean to hit you right in the face. Now, Dave, are you the main songwriter for this band here?
Originally, when I started Magu, I was playing piano, took a kind of a sidestep from playing drums and wanted to songwrite. And it's had numerous members, and up until Sam and John and Erin joined the band, I was writing everything, but it's taken a new turn. We were when
I think what right before we met John, and then I guess really when we met John.
John pretty much kicked it off. He was bringing songs to the table, and I was already kind of introducing like the jams as like, this could be a new band. It doesn't have to be Magu. Let's see what happens. Let's just get something that feels good. and John started bringing songs to the table. Sam and I were working on Remain the Same off of Renovate already. So yeah, it was just like kind of a weird time where a couple members had quit and we had new members coming in, and it just kind of kicked off this like collective, let's just play what comes out. And I
don't think we ever even talked about it. I think it just kind of happened.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always just told myself I wanted to be in like a solid band with a good
Making
group of
tea.
people, and as purple people.
Yeah.
Solid purples.
But Sam always said he's just like we're just making tea. You know, everybody's contributing to that like in some way. Like, and at the end we just want a good cup of tea. You know.
Yeah.
I like that motto. So I like what you touched on there, like how a member change can affect a band. So for example, there's a couple bands in Omaha that have been through this, whether it's been like a vocalist or a guitarist or a drummer. But what that new member brings is a revitalization to the band. Maybe they were, I guess, stuck or at a plateau with their former member, and then they get this new guy who's got a totally different vision, a totally different background, and you see that band take off. Like, for example, I'm going to shout out one of my favorite bands in Omaha right now, Downhearted. They just got Taylor Rosenthal as a vocalist. Woo!
Taylor?
Watch out for Downhearted.
Taylor. I went to high school with him, and like he's always just been like kind of like not like directly in the same scene as me, but like around.
Sure.
So I'm excited to see what that band does.
Wait, how old are you?
I just turned 30.
How old is Taylor? He's older than me. He looks so young.
Oh yeah, I mean if it's the same person, yeah.
Wait, how's Rosenthal spelled? Is it Rothan? God damn, he's older than me. He looks like such a kid. I thought he was only 21.
I mean, he's probably 2 years younger than me, so like, you know, he's probably like 28, 27.
I hope we're talking about the right person, because I'm going to message him and I'm like, you know Dave? You know Dave, baby? But yeah, like I said, member changes sometimes inspire like big change to the band. I guess on a bigger scene, I don't think you'd be familiar with this band. There's a band called Texas in July. You ever heard of them?
Heard of them?
It sounds familiar, but I can't say I'm like in the know on their music.
Gotcha. Or the band Slaves, or the band Dance Gavin Dance. There's a whole bunch of bands.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Dance Gavin Dance is a definite representation of how their sound can change with the different vocalists. Johnny Craig, I forget who came after him, but
Anthony
Johnny
Green.
Craig. Oh really? I like
And then
the newest
Killian.
singer. I forget his name too, but he's so talented.
Which one?
The newest singer, I forget his
Oh,
name.
Tillian?
Tillian. I honestly love. He can hit those high notes. He can hit those high notes. I'm like, oh man. And then does he scream too?
In certain parts, like in Chucky versus the Giant Tortoise. If you watch their live videos. Tillian has my heart. He's so good.
Oh yeah, Dance Gavin Dance.
That's not a band I'm like super familiar with, but I've heard their name, and I think I saw something recently about them. So I'll have to check them out. But they've had different singers, it sounds like.
Yeah, they've had 3 different vocalists, but why you should check them out is because their drums are so intricate.
Oh yeah.
Their drums are like hard to pick up on, but
Cool.
they're not like Animals as leaders, like time signature changes hard. But what they write is really good.
Cool.
Oh, they hit, yeah.
Cool. I'll check it out. Yeah.
What are some bands that you guys, I guess, listen to? I don't think we talked about this the last time. What are some other bands that you guys jam that maybe people don't know about yet?
Sam's really good about music and bands. I always say that he could run a record store, so this might be a while.
Okay, so one of the first things that jump to mind is we all collectively we have all fallen in love with this album by this band Snot. Their lead singer died right after making their first record, but it's Snot by Snot, and the album is amazing.
I would my alarm actually.
I'd say that's one. We were jamming Super Unknown the other night and talking about that by Soundgarden. Their like their first major label release. Trying to think.
Cameron really loves Nickelback.
Yeah, we have a weird butt rock thing that we all do share.
There's
Erin?
somebody else that I had on the podcast who was like, I really actually enjoy this band, and it was Nickelback as well. You know what? You've got to have some respect for Nickelback. You have to have some respect.
Yeah.
for
I think
I think-
everyone had their Nickelback days, and they're lying if they say they did.
Yeah.
Well, and
Yeah.
they do what they do so well. They make pop rock music, and it does really well, and people love it. Like objectively, they check all the boxes. Like, I mean, you can't. They're successful. You can't knock it.
Right. What is your major bop from them?
I would go personally. I would go Side of a Bullet or anything off of the album Dark Horse. But I think we all have a different favorite Nickelback song.
I can't even name my favorite.
Oh, you liar. You love
Today is
animals.
your last day. That was my jam.
what's the one that's just like, look at this graph?
It's Photograph.
Yeah, Photograph.
Yeah.
I mean, you already had half the name in this. You had a graph there.
Photograph.
Phonograph.
It makes me happy that you said animals.
Yeah, Animals. Oh my God. It is an underrated drumming song. Go play Animals.
Yeah, it's great.
I'll go jam it. Sam will make me jam it.
But you might need a couple toms because we know in your other band, when you play Loose Jeans,
Oh, yeah.
you only had a snare and a hi-hat and a kick, so you might
That
have to have a couple of toms.
That was total cinematography, smoke and mirrors.
Oh, you actually had toms sitting there.
Yeah, yeah. They were on the recording, but not in the video.
I'm telling on you.
It's all right.
I'm gonna tell everybody.
Yeah.
I guess it's already out now.
That's showbiz, baby.
Just how the cookie crumbles, okay?
Showbiz, baby.
It's funny.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's take it back. Dave, you said you're what? 29, 30?
Just turned 30 in the beginning of the month.
What were your like high school days songs? Like, did you have an iPod or a Zune?
I had what was this little thing called? It was like an iPod and it had like touch things, but it wasn't an iPod. It wasn't a Zune. It was like a Zope. It was something you got at Target, some MP3 player, and it was like, it worked, you know. But in high school, I was in like a metalcore, death metal, screamo band.
Yes.
And so I was like super geeking out on drums, hardcore.
Yes. Keep
And
going.
so, like I really liked the band Black Dahlia Murder in high school, and then their album Unhallowed. That drummer Corey Grady. They had different drummers for like all their albums too, because I think just they break all their limbs or something after each record, or I don't know.
Could possibly be.
Yeah. But I also shortly after high school, just fell in love with like Taking Back Sunday and like Saves the Day. Like I love like just like unapologetic whiny emo like stuff as well. What's another high school?
I think of you as like mathcore Dave in high school,
No.
and like.
Math.
Did you ever have a scene phase?
Yeah, I did. I actually had one of those like comb overs, like, and dyed my hair black and wore like tight jeans and
I'm leaving.
yeah. See you, bud.
See you later, Gator.
This scene sucks.
Yeah, see, in high school, I feel like I was just starting to get into indie music. And I remember how I got into indie music was I found the Pumped Up Kick song, and I was like, ooh, I really like this band. So I put Foster the People into my Pandora, and I was just finding band after band. And it's like, I don't know, for lack of a better word, kind of mainstream indie, like Mike Snow, Glass Animals type, you
I
know.
haven't thought about that band in a long time.
Yeah, Mike
Did
Snow
you
is
say you
actually
loved MGMT?
MGMT too.
What does
what is
MGMT
it?
stand for?
Management.
Yeah, it's management.
It's short. It's an abbreviation for management, man.
Wow. Why did I just make that connection?
You just made that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took me a
I
while
always
to.
just said MGMT. Whatever.
Tyler, he's like, oh.
Hey, he asked, man.
I thought it had some like mega Galaxy. Like I thought it had some like acronym, but it's just fucking management.
Most
I
gallant.
know, right? That's me right now.
Most gallant mammals to the day.
Oh, most gallant mammals talk.
Talk?
Yep.
Yeah, that works.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have to have a talk with MGMT and be like, why does this stand for management? Let's have you stand for something else. Just
Yeah.
like replace their name.
Yeah, just be
But-
like, you need to stand for something other than this.
I do want to touch on Erin's point there. I've always wondered how people get into indie music because I guess on my side here, how you get into hardcore music. Maybe Dave understands this as a drummer. So I guess my way into hardcore music was I used to listen to like Linkin Park and then Avenged Sevenfold, and I'm like, I really like double kicks. Double kicks were the shit.
Oh yeah,
Back when I was growing up. So it was just a challenge of like fast double kicks. And the faster the double kicks, it seems to be the heavier the music it goes. So I found myself liking bands like you said, Black Dahlia Murder, Dire is Murder, just like all kinds of heavier stuff. But indie, I guess, what did you listen to before indie, and how did it, I guess, progressively get kind of slower and more vibey?
Oh, well, this is kind of embarrassing, but I was a pop child. That's why on our last talk I said Hannah Montana for one of my answers. Because, you know what? I was so into, like, Disney and Nickelodeon. Like, I listened to, like, Demi Lovato and, like, Taylor
Ooh,
Swift.
Demi.
You know what? Demi, she hits. Like, she has that voice, okay?
Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez, if you see her live, though, I'm like,
When you're ready, come and get it. Like you're gonna tell
no,
me.
she has some bops.
Oh,
She has
no.
some bops.
There's a song that has something about rain in it. She's in
Oh.
a desert.
chocolate rain.
No, it's not
I know what you're
chocolate.
talking about.
Not chocolate. I
Yeah,
love that voice.
She has some bangers. Yeah, I definitely started in pop, just because of like what the TV that I watched and everything as a kid. But I slowly transgressed into indie music because I really just loved how it made me feel so carefree and so I don't know, just really energetic, and like you could have like the most upbeat, like happy song and the saddest lyrics, and I just thought that was so cool. And then half the time the lyrics don't make sense. Like I don't know, sometimes Glass Animals, I'm like, what do they mean? But it's so poetic, you know. Like, and it I don't even think my old bandmate told me they don't even know too much music theory, but they still just make it work, and I just find that so cool. That like really some people like. I just start off just like hearing the music and play what they hear in their head, you know? Like my brother has perfect pitch and he can literally just play a song after hearing it on the piano. It's honestly insane.
Jeez.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. He
Yeah, I
can
wish
tell
I
you
had
what
that on
note
drums.
it's playing. It's crazy. I'm like, what? What?
Oh, that's a C5.
Yeah.
I'd never get to that point, especially since I don't play guitar or anything that involves
I
like.
mean, you're a drummer. Your ears are smashed, bro.
What?
What'd you say?
No. Yeah. That's funny you say that. My ears are smashed because a couple of podcasts ago, I think it was episode 38, I had Steven and Matt here, but Matt brought his girlfriend over, and I have an electronic drum set behind me, or it's on that side right there. And Deanna was like, you need me to turn it up. I always play with everything just like as loud as possible. As loud as possible. So she's like, got it on like medium. She's got it on like 50%. I'm like, you're not going to be able to hear shit. And she's like, yeah, I can hear it fine. And I'm like, what do you mean you can hear it fine? I always have my stuff turned all the way up. So I'm just like banging. Banging and start pretty much all the way up. Yeah, I pretty much have it like all the way up every time.
Yep, I know that sentiment.
Oh yeah, I definitely feel that. I used to practice in an old like basement that was just so tiny, and my old drummer would just play the loudest he could all the time, and it was so bad. None of us wore earplugs, and I still feel the effects to this day.
Yeah. My dad used to always yell at us. He'd come down during band practice and be like, "Do you guys have earplugs in?" And I'd just be like, "Dad, stop! You're embarrassing me." Like now, I wish I would have put them in.
You'd just be looking around like,
Father,
What?
is that you?
what? What is this? In Black Hawk Down where he's shooting the gun next to his head and he's like, don't shoot that gun next to my head. I don't know if you guys ever seen this.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so he's shooting the machine gun next to his head. He's like, don't shoot it next to my head. And he's like, Wally, what? What? And he's just screaming. That's like the same thing with drums. If you stand next to drums the whole night, when you try to sleep, in your ear. The drums are just, it's just that terrible sound in your ear until you go to sleep.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's I always wear earplugs now, and yeah, I even like I don't know if it's a getting older thing or mixing and just developing my ear in general, but like loud noises have become more irritating to me the older I've gotten, and so earplugs all the time.
Sure. And there's also something, I guess, with your genre, or I guess specific genres, where you have to play to the music, not like in hardcore, you can play really hard, right?
Oh yeah.
Jazz, you have to be very tasteful about like how hard you hit that splash or how hard you hit that crash. Or I guess for indie, I don't think there's ever going to be a China in indie music. Did you guys do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
What it's
What the trash stack's on a bunch of stuff.
yeah,
But then-
I had this trash stack of old broken cymbals that just sounded better than any China really, and like
Ooh.
so that was when I recorded. I had an 8 and a 10-inch. No, it was a 10 and a 12-inch rack tom, and then a 16 floor, and then like 2 crashes a ride, and like this trash stack. And it's just really fun. My favorite is like hitting trash stack and snare at the same time. So just like and then like going into like the beat. So like we have that on.
Yeah, that's not, dude. That's
I feel like that's on Love too. That's on a lot of stuff.
yeah, it's all over the record.
I cannot wait to listen to this because, like I said, in I guess softer music compared to hardcore, that's like 90% what I listen to. You don't hear that kind of stuff, so for you guys to integrate that in, much appreciated.
Yeah, I mean the album has some heavier stuff on it too. It's got a little bit of everything, really. A little something for everybody.
Yeah, I think that's also like my favorite part of the record making process is taking things from stuff that we love that doesn't necessarily make sense to go into what we're doing, but like putting a China on or a trash stack on a song that shouldn't have it and it like working. It's like little things like that that really make it fun.
I love it. So do you guys want to plug, I guess, the album name that you're expecting to put out before the world ends?
We don't really have one solidified yet. We have some ideas. It hasn't passed through the board of advisors of the band 100% yet.
TBD
Sure.
as of
Yeah,
yet.
TBD. But
Yeah.
we have some names in the works. We're just like, yeah, we just want to do it right, and it's like I said, it's kind of like a grab bag of songs that we all wrote and contributed, and so everybody's got something on there that they brought to the table. So it's kind of like, I don't know, it's got to be a collective vibe and name for sure.
I dig it a bunch, obviously. I'm always going to be your guys' supporters. Now, if you guys want to plug anything, your music, any merch you have, anything that's upcoming, let people know.
Yeah, so we are playing virtually at Lincoln Calling in October. So we're super excited about that. We're actually going to be putting together something pretty interesting and unique for that. It's exciting. We're going to be working on that this next week, so keep an eye out. Lincoln Calling is October 1st through the 3rd. Keep an eye out. I don't have the exact date we're playing. We also do have a bunch of merch when we were going to go on tour, and we didn't go on tour, so we have a bunch of t-shirts and CDs and hats and things that people can buy, and it would help us put this album out quicker too. So yeah, hit us up on the social webs.
You can advertise it if you got one close. Hit it.
Yeah.
One sec.
Fast forward.
Yeah. I'm gonna do that for us.
That'd be cool if she could do that. Omaha South? Who played at Omaha South?
Oh,
Who went to-
there's a funny story behind that. I had a buddy from Omaha South, and he stole it from the gymnasium, and the story is just stupid because he like put it under his shirt like halfway and like carried it out like that and somehow didn't get caught. And so yeah,
Oh.
now somehow I had
It's my
like
favorite studio chair.
yeah, it's very soft.
All the tracking that gets done in this room that I play on, I sit in this chair. It's the primo studio chair.
I dig how she was like subtly advertising merch.
Yeah, in the back.
Ooh. Cop that shit. What do you know the website, or is it just on like your Facebook page?
Yeah, so you can DM us on Instagram, which is Magu Music, Facebook, Magu Music NE. You can also hit us up on, you can order them through Bandcamp. That's Magu Music NE as well. Yeah, pretty much anywhere.
Perfect. Well, let's wrap this up. This was episode 40 with Magu. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
See ya. Thanks for having us.
Hey!
Yeah.